Hi friends, welcome back once again. In this Photoshop video tutorial series, I am today tell about the selection tool. I am tell how selection tool do different things with selection tools. Firstly, I am open some image and I am open one image and click on open. And if I am choosing first selection tool, it is basically four types or four different selection tools. Basically in Photoshop there is two tools. Basically you can choose rectangle most time and the ellipse most time. If you are using Photoshop, I'm doing some work, so I'm typing first rectangle tool. The shortcut key is M, and if you hitting M multiple time in the selection tool, and it can change your selection tool. So if I am selecting this as a elliptical mark tool and choose another tool and typing hit M again, it is back on the selection tool. First thing I'm doing rectangle marquee selection tool. So basically it is the drawing some hold and draw the rectangle on your screen, and it is make the selection of your pic. And if you select the move tool, and it is move the pic from your worksheet. So if you are making rectangle selection, elliptical selection, you can change from here and make elliptical selection. If you are moving this tool, as you can, if you not you select the move tool, and basically it is the white cursor, and you can move the selection from one to another part. If you selecting move tool, it is making this pic to selection and cut from here and another place. So if you basically one thing more, you can also undo the work by hitting Ctrl Z. If you have multiple time the work, and you can, if you can select one time Ctrl Z, it is basically typing one back stage and interchange between the stage one or back stage. If you are doing some multiple time undo, you can type Ctrl Alt Z for doing the undo multiple times. So you can also do the redo command by hitting edit, or you can change the undo state by Ctrl Z, and you can use the step forward by Ctrl Alt Z and step backward by shift Ctrl Z. If you are typing hitting Ctrl Shift Z, it basically redo command, and if you hitting Ctrl Alt Z, it is basically undo command. So in the selection panel, if I am choosing one selection and elliptical marquee tool, and the one shortcut key is, if you are selecting something and you want to deselect this pic or this area, you hitting Ctrl D, and the selection will be disappear or deselect the area. By hitting Ctrl D, the selection will be automatically deselect or gone. If I am selecting the elliptical marquee tool and holding down shift and the dragging the cursor on pic, it basically perspective selecting, it is selecting basically width and height. Similarly selecting the both way, it is will be in the same size of width and height, and you can drag the thing in the width and height respectively equal size. If I am selecting the shift and alt down, I am hold down the shift and alt and drag the icon, it is basically selecting the width and height same size, and but it is select starting from the center. You can select from center and drag out from the corner, and it is basically select from the center and making the selection from width and height in the similar way. You can also use this selection tool, and if you are down, hold down the shift key and one selection again, it is make the multiple selection of your screen. If you select the multiple things, you can hold down the shift key and hold down the multiple selection. If you are selected on the previous selection, it is automatically merge the selection from the pick. If you are doing move tool, and it is basically cut out the your image. So if I'm pressing Control D, it is automatically deselect. I am making one selection, and if you are deselecting some area, you can also use Alt key for subtracting some selection from area. You can select Control D and selection. You can holding Alt down key and making the selection. The area will be automatically deselect. It is very helpful when you making the selection on advanced graphics and advanced clip arts. In the selection tool there is two more. This is a single row marquee tool and column marquee tool. It is also very useful, but it is not many times useful. It is basically make the selection of your one column row. It is, if the hold down shift, it is making multiple selection, and basically row and horizontally vertically make selection this type. It is basically make horizontal or vertical selection. So in the next video I am tell more selection tool about lasso tools, polygon lasso tool and magnetic lasso tool. So thank you guys for watching.